Is it worth upgrading your stereo in an old car? Just a few weeks ago, I removed the factory stereo from my 1995 GMC Suburban and replaced it with this great Sony MEX N5300BT head unit. The BT stands for Bluetooth. It's a fairly new unit as of the filming of this video. It's only been out for about 2 months so far. I was shocked with the difference in sound quality. I mean, seriously, shocked. Then there's the Bluetooth connectivity. I can now jump in the truck and within seconds, my phone automatically connects to the head unit. I can listen to music from my phone, use navigation, and if someone calls, it pauses the music and starts ringing. And I can choose to answer or not. But let's say I take that call. Well, now I'm talking hands-free, loud, and clear over the car's speakers. And when the call is over, the music just resumes. What's that you say? This technology has been around for a long time and your vehicle came like that from the factory? Well, that's precisely my point. I have now put today's technology in a 24-year-old truck that was originally equipped with a tape player. A tape player! Trust me, I had a lot of tapes growing up, a lot of them, and I loved listening to them, and I never thought about the audio quality back then. We just had nothing to compare it to. But today we do. It's all digital, crystal freaking clear, and I prefer that. And the fact that all of this stuff is happening hands-free means this head unit could potentially save my life. Or maybe it already has. We fell in love with this thing so much that my wife started hounding me to put one in her car. And I did. What do you like about this new stereo?
First of all, it sounds fantastic. I can actually hear music now, whereas before it just sounded like muffled, who knows what. I really like that it has Bluetooth, so I can make phone calls, answer phone calls. It's basically like having a new car, all the bells and whistles. Except, Jimmy, I don't have a backup camera thing. Can you work on that next?
Yeah, that's not likely.
Let's say I'm just streaming music or listening to a podcast from Amazon Prime and my grandma calls, I can answer it on Bluetooth and it's just like new car stuff in a 2005. I'm stoked.
So there you have it, guys, straight from the wife herself. You know, I installed this stereo in here. I installed one in my truck and the question is it worth it? Is it worth doing, taking the time, spending the money to upgrade or change your old factory stereo to a new one, to an aftermarket stereo? Is it worth it?
I'd say it's worth it.
You think it's worth it?
Especially if you have someone to install it for you.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. And it's probably worth it to pay someone to install it because you're bringing today's technologies into your older vehicle, which doesn't have them. So it really helps you to feel like your car is up to date. You're kind of updating the technology in your car. It makes you fall in love with your car again. I would say so, right, babe?
Yeah, fall in love with your car, fall in love with your husband.
I thought you were already in love with me. All right, Shane, what do you think? Was it worth installing the stereo?
I say that was terrific. It looks like great.
Great.
Great and terrific mixed together is gorific.
I think you've been watching a little too much Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood there, babe.
Good job, honey. Yeah.
All right, needless to say, she loves it. So, should you put one in your car? Well, let's answer these 3 questions. Number 1, do you want to make and receive phone calls completely hands-free through your vehicle's speakers, just like you hear that guy doing sitting next to you at a stoplight in that brand new vehicle? Yeah, I think you do. Number 2, do you want potentially vastly improved audio quality for your music? And number 3, do you want your life to be saved by not having to fumble around with your phone, thereby keeping your eyes on the road and avoiding hitting that stopped semi and, decapitating yourself? If you answered yes to those 3 questions, then it probably makes sense for you to install an aftermarket stereo in your car. Now, how hard is it? Well, I'd say it's hard for the average person. You're talking about removing trim panels, unhooking wiring harnesses, and the big one, soldering together new wiring harnesses correctly. And of course, you could pay a shop to do all of this for you, which is actually a good thing. There's just the added cost. All that being said, the payoff is definitely worth it. Your older non-connected vehicle is now connected, just like all the other cars on the road. And for me, my wife is now happy. And if you can make your wife happy, then you've solved one of the toughest riddles known to man. Like, actually man. Well, anyways, guys, I'm Jimmy. This is One Road, and I will see you in the next one.